Hey everybody, Jim Ingersoll here. I want to talk to you about a really common question that I get all the time when it comes to private lending. And the number one question I seem to get from my students is, who goes on the deed? Does the buyer go on the deed? Does the private lender go on the deed, or both? And the answer is, of course, it's a lawyer question. It depends a little bit. Now, if you're borrowing money from a self-directed IRA, and say it's a Roth IRA, there's in most likelihood they don't need to go on deed, and it's actually bad for them to go on deed because they don't need the tax advantages of being on the deed. So the number one reason somebody wants to go on the deed is for depreciation. If you're going to share that depreciation with them, that's great, but the downside is the liability also, because if you've got a rental or working on a house, like rehabbing it, and the roofer falls off and gets hurt, the person that's on deed is the one who always gets sued. So if there's a dog bite or something happens with the crazy neighbors, or the roofer gets hurt, or the carpenter puts a nail through his hand, the person who owns the house gets sued. So the only real advantage of being on the deed for anybody is for depreciation. So if they can't walk away with some of that really nice tax benefit, don't put them on the deed. So ask your private lenders, do they want some depreciation? Make sure they understand the depreciation is really nice. It's a huge tax benefit for them. It's a way of juicing up their earnings and their return on investment even higher than standard interest rates. However, make sure that they understand there's liability that goes with being on the deed. They lose some privacy because it's recorded at the courthouse, and they also lose that liability protection they get as a private lender, because the lender never gets sued, but the people that own property and real estate throughout the United States, they're the ones who get sued if the pit bull next door bites somebody or the roofer falls through a window. Anyways, that's it. That's a very popular question, and thanks for watching this. I am Jim Ingersoll with the Investor Success Mastermind.